Yeah, I don't know what the fuck just happened. I don't know. I mean, first Ty was freezing, then I started freezing. I got a call. I don't know if that has something to do with it. But what I was saying is, if you were exposed, he'll jump back on. Ty jump back over. What I was leaving off at is, if you were exposed to the history that they were teaching us back then you understand that what's happening now is repetition. You understand that what's happening now is exactly what was happening back in the latter half of the 30s, going into the 40s and leading up to World War II. And if you paid half attention to what was happening, then you know that these motherfuckers are doing exactly the same thing that they were doing back then. It's the same shit happening. It's the same exact thing going on. That you, Ty? Or that? Yo, what's happening? Chant never lacking Kwanzaa Gerard. What's going on? Yo. What's good? What's good?
What up, kid?
What's going on? I can't see you.
When you coming back to the concourse, boss?
Hey!
What's going on, sir?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm excellent, brother. Welcome to
All right.
2026, man. What's happening?
Hey, man, 26 is kicking, man. A lot of movements, man. A lot of movements.
What you got popping?
Oh, man, we just got to, we got the movie stuff coming out, and hopefully, everybody support it. Black people make shit hard for each other, but hopefully everybody supports it.
Well, share with the people what the project that you got coming forth is about. Let them know.
All right. Well, we got the Hit Boys Redemption movie. It's about Wolf.
It's about Wolf.
Yeah, it's about Wolf, man. It's about Wolf. When he was younger. The Valley Mob. The BX, and we got a lot of surprises going on. I know you know about him, so
Of course.
So, and I'm gonna reach out to you to get some a little input because the next series, we might need a little feedback from what you know.
Okay. All
So
right.
but there's a lot of surprises because the Valley, where he was from, the Valley and stuff like that. A lot of people shared a lot of their inputs, and we got a lot of good stories there from the BX.
Oh, that should be very, very interesting, and it should
Yeah.
get a good response. A lot of people know the name Wolf, but they only know the incident from '92 and basically the incident that happened in '03.
Yeah,
Like
but
they don't really know anything else, and that he was Puff's bodyguard. Like they didn't know he was more than just Puff's bodyguard. They didn't know he was one of Puff's early benefactors. That he was one of the first people to put money in Puff's situation.
Right, and that's what we're trying to, that's what we're gonna shine on his upcoming, his upbringing, how he was before he became that person. There's a whole story about that and what he did before he became all that.
Right.
Where he went to school at, his good and his bad side, who he hung around. There's a lot of stories to a person before, he passed away, how he met Riz. There's a lot of stories, who he hung
Right.
out with, before he became Wolf or before the whole Wolf posse, there was a lot of people involved,
Right.
So
I mean,
that's what
so
we're gonna put in.
what when you decide to do a project and invest your time and attention, your talent and resources, and the talent and resources of other people, what is the determining factor? What's the thing that make you go, okay, this is going to cost us this much time, this much energy, this much sweat, this much money, and
we are going to when we complete this, we project that we'll be able to generate this much as a return on this investment of our time, energy, and other resources. What's the determining factor? What makes you say Wolf, for instance, is a good move? That's a good subject. What determines that?
I'm part of the investment team. When my boy, Dr. Philip Jordan, came to me with the story, and he got really in depth in it. Before I said I was going to make an investment in it, it was like, okay, well, it's another P. Diddy story. Okay, all right, I understand, and this and that, blah, blah. But when he told me all the stuff that he did as his childhood, before he got before he did the jail thing, before he got, killed and stuff like that, I said, you know what? There's a good story behind that. Because a lot of
Right.
people don't know he went to church. A lot of people don't know all about those other details,
When when
that
you, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
yeah, no, go ahead.
I was going to say when you mentioned that he went to church, you mean as Wolf, the publicly recognized adult man? You're talking about he went to church?
Yeah, yeah. See, a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of people don't
Yeah.
know. A lot of people don't know, I mean, I'm not a saint. I mean, I got a lot of stuff that I did in my past that was dirty. But I did go to church. I got an upbringing. I get to go to church. So
I mean, shit. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but churches, church got some shit going on, my nigga. Church got some shit going on. I think we
ask
gotta
Drewski.
for the young people, we gotta thank Drewski for letting motherfuckers know the type of shit that church got going on. Motherfuckers and I don't know how much is the that Dior blazer.
Christian Dior.
Yeah, how much is that Christian Dior blazer?
Talk about 20,000, 15, 20,000.
That's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
crazy. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
the one
but the
dude,
funny thing is like this: is it real?
no, I'm sure that Drewski probably got somebody to just make one. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
right. But the pastors, I guarantee theirs is real.
He rented a church. He rented a mega church, and they let him come in there and film and do all of that.
No way, bro.
Yes,
No
a
See,
way,
bunch of
bro. He rented a
comedians I
mega
know
church?
was in there. Like they came and jumped on. I'm gonna kick your ass, muffin man. That's my homeboy that beat up 6ix9ine in the comments.
Oh, word.
Um,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
your man with the building
yeah,
over there.
yeah.
He's a
Um,
funny little nigga got a movie theater and all of that in the building.
yeah. Niggas is crazy.
So, like, yeah, I mean, if you went to church or you go to church, there used to be an implication of there being some degree of piety to you or whatever. But in this day and age, it's just as far as I can tell, and I could be further removed from the church if you put me on the moon. Okay, I've only ever been to church to like a wedding and some funerals. Other than that, I ain't never been to there. But uh,
so
most,
you mean your mama never took you to grab your hands and took you to church?
bro, you must have never read Raised by Wolves, bro. You must never read Raised by Wolves, bro. It wasn't no church, bro. No, it wasn't no church. I tell you,
I,
motherfuckers,
I
my religion was gangsterism. That was my religion.
Okay,
That was the
okay.
religion I was raised on. Yeah,
I
that's what I
think
was
that's
raised
gonna be the funny parallel in hearing his story of having a church foundation and being the person that he was, which was, I guess, the opposite side of what a church person would be in their normal life, and to make it to the status that he did, and to work with the level of artists and
Yeah,
characters
I'm
that he
not.
did work with, it just shows his dynamic and his growth. And it wasn't just this demonstrative, vilified guy. Like it's more to a person than
on.
just, yeah, I'm a goon, I can, all of that stuff. It's
Right.
he's a real
I mean,
person.
everybody has their moment where they get spiritual. You know what I'm saying? The passing of someone.
If they
You know what
last,
I'm
if they
saying?
last long enough.
If they last long enough and
If they
stuff like
last
that.
long
But
enough,
you know,
man.
everybody get their moment. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you
What do
can't, you
you?
can't. Uh,
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying. You
you
can't what?
can't, you can't. You know, it ain't no way in life that you state that you ain't never gonna go to church. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere along the line, somebody pass away, something happens, you're gonna go to church.
Mm.
That's
I
inevitable.
mean,
You
because
know,
people have they have their things in church. I mean, you have funerals in churches or whatever. People have funerals in churches. They don't particularly have wakes in churches. They have funerals in churches. You know what I
right?
mean? But and I don't go to funerals, so I
Oh,
can't tell you the last time I was in a church. Last time I was in a church, I don't know, 30 years.
wow.
Like I don't. No, I went to a church in '05 with my man Chef. What's homeboy's name? He used to be out there in the A, but he's from up top. Chef something. And I was
Chef
dealing with that
Loft.
bro. Nah, nah. And I don't like he's not. He wasn't actually a chef. He was a music guy. He's always been a music guy, but he had gotten into the chefing at some point, whatever. And that's just kind of the iteration of him that I'm thinking about right now. But that's not. I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name right now. But the girl that I was dealing with, that girl from Baltimore at that time, um, she grew up in that kind of stuff, whatever. So, she
So
was
she gave you that.
interested.
She gave you that blessing.
Yeah, she was interested in going whatever. So, I'm easy to get along. I'm easy to get along with, like in terms of like, dealing with the chick and all of that. Like any woman that I've dealt with will tell you that there was no fighting, no arguing, no beefing, no that type of shit, whatever. But this particular motherfucker, yeah, I had to help her. She needed to relax one motherfucking day. You know what I mean? And I didn't have no chloroform, so I had to just like cut the circulation off from her brain for a few seconds and lay her kindly down on the lawn out in front of in front of the townhouse. Remember? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
So
remember the townhouse.
yeah, I yoked her out and laid it down on the thing, and just like laid on the grass with her. I was
You
like,
you you
you
caressed
acting
her.
out.
You caressed her.
Yeah,
You
I
caressed her
caressed her
tightly.
and let her lay out there. And I even put my jacket over because it was a nice night. And she was on the lawn, a little grass and shit, whatever. And I just laid my jacket on her, and I went on inside. Went on inside the motherfucking house. You know what I mean? So she wanted to go check out the church or whatever with homie, whatever. So we went there, whatever. Big ass giant church. You know who I think it was? He died. He died. What was dude's
Eddie
name?
Long.
Eddie Long.
Bishop
Bishop
Eddie
Eddie
Long.
Long Church.
Yeah. He
Bishop
was
Eddie
messing
Long
with the
Church.
punks that had the muscle shirts.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Bro, let
seen
me
him
tell you something.
after that court case. I seen him in Red Lobster with one of the punks. The punk came in there with like, do y'all got any booths? I'm in here with my friend and we don't want to be in the front. They were like, it's Red Lobster. And they were like, you want to go sit in the corner? Like, then they was out getting their nails done in Buckhead, and I was like, this nigga is getting the money from the church and knocking these little punks off. This shit crazy.
Well, he was in the right place for it because the churches is full of them punks, bro.
He was marching
Like they full of them fucking
against
punks.
them. He was marching against gay people and all that shit, but he was
Yeah, that's
really.
the madness. That's the fucking madness. Like, okay, you in the closet, all right, whatever. But to be in the closet and to be attacking people who aren't is some evil shit. That's evil, man. That's some evil fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, dude, last time I saw him was in the 12 over there in Atlantic Station. That was the last time I saw him. He got an elevator, and we was going up. I think I was going to Shaq's apartment, and he got an elevator, and he had on the spandex outfit shit. Spandex outfit shit. But it was his church we went to, and this is the first time I had been inside of a church probably since my grandmother died in '97 or some shit like that. And I'm sitting there just looking at the people and I'm listening to what these people are saying, what he's saying. And I'm like, yo, bro, they fucked us up. They broke our minds as a group, as a people. They broke black people's minds because there's no way in the fucking world y'all don't get what these people are doing. Ain't no way in the world y'all don't know that y'all being grifted, that y'all being conned. Like, are you fucking serious? Are you serious, man? You listen. He's sitting there and he's doing this thing, whatever, talking this shit, or whoever was up there, whatever, get that different people come up, and I'm sitting there like, yo, this is like TV, bro. This is like fucking TV. Y'all not serious? This motherfucker full of shit, right? Like, you don't even seem
Well,
convincing.
most of those pastors and stuff like that has a history of being in jail. So,
Word?
they come out with the gift of God.
A lot of they come across like pimps to me.
Yeah, the gift
They
of God.
do. They come across like they're actually just shifting from pimping pussy to pimping the pulpit. That's what it seemed like. Overtly, bro. Like, overtly on that type of shit. I don't understand. I mean, God, like I said, bro, they broke us. They broke us very thoroughly. How can people who have the wherewithal to get up, go to work, run businesses, some are very monetarily successful, how could you have the wherewithal and the intellect to do that, to maintain that, but you don't know better than the bullshit these people are running you? There was the one joint that Drewski emulated, or maybe emulated, or maybe I'm just thinking about the actual event itself, where dude was talking about $2,000, $1,000, and I'm like, wait a minute, what kind of game is that? This nigga said, I need you to tithe 1,000 and 1,000. Like, it's like if I say this cost $199.99, it won't occur to you that it's $200 because I never said
Right.
$200. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if I say 1,000 plus 1,000, it won't hit you that this motherfucker trying to get $2,000 out of me.
Yeah,
So
that's the whole marketing business. So that's the
it's
whole
bugged
marketing
though.
business.
That's bugged out though. You got to be super
Yeah.
stupid to fall for some shit like that on some dumb shit like this.
But people
This
fall
lady
for it. But people fall for that all the time.
all
You
the
know,
time, bro.
they fall that. The gas is uh $2.99 in one place and then $3 the other place. I'm going
Right,
to
301.
$2.99.
Right, right. Let me drive
A block.
5 blocks to save these 2 cents. You
Yeah.
don't think you use 2 cents worth of gas? Or
They do
7
it
or
all the
10
time.
cents worth of gas? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
But that's people operating in a scarcity mindset. You operate in a scarcity mindset, you're not logicking. It's not logic that's driving your behaviors and your choices. It's mindless desperation.
Yeah.
You know, the one individual that said I need you to come up and tithe 1,000 and 1,000. And the lady came up there and she was all proud and prissy and shit. She said, I'm tithing 1,200. And he said, y'all not listening. Y'all not hearing me. I said 1,000 and 1,000. And the lady just saying it, and when she said 1,200, the people in the congregation was like, oh. And then when he said, y'all not listen, I said 1,000 and 1,000. Everybody was like, oh, she fucked up. She was just, yeah, that's right. Oh, she's a fool. She gave it to 12. I was like, yo, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? None of you motherfuckers can be trusted. That's my opinion. None of you motherfuckers can be trusted. I'm not talking about just these pastors. I'm not talking about the jackleg preachers. I'm talking about the motherfuckers who support these motherfuckers. The motherfuckers
Right.
who go up in these churches and give these people their money, and their bills are crushing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and this motherfucker pulling up in a Cullinan. I seen one post just recently, like a couple of days ago, where a motherfucker pulled up to the church with a brand new Cullinan on the flatbed. He had it delivered to him on the flatbed at the church. I guess that's who Drewski was imitating when at the beginning of one of those videos where old man walked up and said something to him. And he said, yeah, get your hands off my car, man. And he was being the pastor. Get your hands off my car. It was a Cullinan.
Did you tie it? You paid your
Yeah,
tithes?
it's
Oh
not. You
no,
tired?
don't
No,
touch my shit.
don't touch my shit, man. You touch my shit for, right? And I'm not sure whether in the original video with the actual pastor who had the Cullinan pull up on the flatbed, whether the audio is real or not. I hope it wasn't, because when he pulled up with this car on this flatbed, this $350,000, $400,000 car on this flatbed,
Which he probably rented.
right? The motherfuckers in the crowd, somebody in the crowd said, "Oh, uh, you gonna be celebrating tonight?" And the motherfucker said, "Yeah." The pastor said, "Yeah, not with you though. Not with you, not you. We gonna be celebrating tonight. Yeah, we gonna be celebrating tonight, not you though." Like I'm like, yo, bro. Like if y'all don't beat this motherfucker up and strip him naked in that motherfucking parking lot, and send him home in his drawers and socks, y'all deserve every inch of dick that he put in you. You dumb
Man,
motherfuckers. Now, if you take offense to that, I don't know if you're familiar with my work or not, but I'm that nigga that don't give a rat's dead, rotting ass. Mother major motherfucker. You dig? Like, for real. Ride the lightning, son of a bitch. You's a dumb motherfucker giving these people your motherfucking money, you jackass. You'll buy your way into motherfucking heaven, nigga. It don't
You don't.
exist.
That's because you don't believe. You don't believe in God's favor. You a demon child. Now,
Yeah,
that's
fuck them.
the problem. You
Fuck
you
them.
ain't blessed. You ain't touched by the. Let me. Where's my
Absolutely
water?
not.
Throw
Absolutely
some
not.
water
I
on.
just have I
so
just have youth and vitality and perseverance. That's all I got. My
be, be,
blessings
be,
come within. You did.
before I go, does Drewski get an Oscar for this one?
I think he does. They got to stop hating on Drewski. Drewski's doing a public service. He really is. He's using
That he
comedy to
does.
bring motherfuckers into a light of
Awareness.
understanding. Yes, he
Yeah,
really is.
of
He
course.
really is.
Of
You
course.
know what I mean? Like the funny thing, and my little bro, I think it was it Calico or was it Rollo?
Yes.
Was it? I think it was
Oh,
Rollo.
Rollo.
I think it was Rollo. It was either Rollo or Calico. I can't remember which one it was, but they were like, motherfuckers is mad at Drewski, but they not mad at the motherfuckers who he is doing an exact imitation of. But you mad at Drewski. What the fuck is that?
Nigga, he
What
got
the,
the
what the
same outfit down to the jewelry that one of the pastors had on. That's what made it
He,
funny.
he
I was
gets
like, this
he
nigga.
gets the Oscar.
If I
He
would be
gets the
mad, I
Oscar.
would be that nigga who outfit he got on. I'd be looking for Drewski. Hey nigga, you fucking up the money, baby. Hey, we
That's
gonna see you, nigga. Send my apostles to beat your ass, nigga.
Yo,
Yo,
Brody,
guys, I gotta go, guys. Yo, peace.
it's a pleasure. Thank you for tapping in, Family Lamb.
Always,
You
brother.
got it. You got it.
All right. Remember to follow us on iHeart too, man. iHeart Radio, man. UWPAM. Blazing 420 on iHeart Radio. You dig? All right. So yeah, man, like Drewski killed it. He did it. He did his motherfucking thing. He really did. I I don't know. I mean, you got it. Like when you and unfortunately, I'm such like a thinker. I can't not think about it. I can't not contrast these realities. So on one hand, you got Whitey like trying to recolonize the world. You got this demented old 2 feet in the grave ass having motherfucker who is about to and threaten to attack a NATO country, right? Part of the European Union. Knowing or not knowing that if he does this, those European countries, some of them are going to have to come to the defense. They're going to have to come to the defense of Greenland, right? And of course, that's going to break up that collection of these cooperating European nations. And that will really expedite the collapse of this country. Like you got on another end, they're fucking with Venezuela and they are fucking with Iran and pissing off China because it's not like America's the only fucking country or superpower in the goddamn world. You dig? So these are the countries that may not be allies with us or be pertinent to our immediate situation. They do have other countries that they are connected with, like China. So what these people are doing is they're expediting the undermining of our economy by way of the dollar. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So it used to be for a very long time that all the oil being sold around the world had to be done in US dollars. That's what made this country so powerful. It had to be done in US dollars, you know? And that's a good point right there that Vaughn just made, Harlem Dude 63, my brother Vaughn. He said, truth, no elections during war, Trump can stay in office. That's always been the plan. They know what will happen. They know what will happen. If Trump gets impeached, it starts a domino effect. And they'll all end up in jail. Kristi Noem, Pete Hegseth, Stephen Miller, Steve Bannon, that other fucking fool, the FBI dude that's always like this. It's always like the coke. He just took 2 hits or something. He did 2 lines, that motherfucker. Like, they're all going to jail. They're all going to jail, you know? And these people are desperate and hegemonial. You know, they are like real big on, you know, taking shit over. Like their brains work this way. They're fucking a bunch of narcissists, you know what I mean? So before they allow themselves to be held accountable for what they're doing, they will sink this fucking country. A person like Trump, I was introduced to a term today. This is shit. I've never heard this term before. This particular word, solipsistic malignant narcissist. It's not a formal clinical label, but it's basically, it combines 2 ideas. One, the malignant narcissist, right? Someone who has the type of narcissist that's like him, like cruel, antisocial, manipulative, exploitative, and stuff like that, sadistic and shit like that, right? It has no empathy. They don't give a fuck about how nothing they do impacts anybody. But the solipsistic part is where the real diabolical shit comes in. This motherfucker, it's like the solipsistic part makes them, they feel like the only thing that matters is what they think, how they feel, what they believe. And it's like they have this inner world that's to them, it's the most important thing in the world. And other people are props or extensions of themselves. Just think about that. You got a motherfucker who realistically doesn't really think that anybody else is valid, or almost like other people aren't real, like you're not real. You know, like you're not, like, it's hard for a person to imagine, a normal operating person to imagine that there can be a person who could actually look at other human beings the way that you look at the characters on your video games. But that's how that guy's mind works. He looks at the world like it's a video game. And he's the kind that if he can't win the game, then he wants to blow the game up, like blow it completely to pieces. That's what we're dealing with. The problem with the majority of our society, not just black, I'm talking about everybody. The problem is that people do not give that guy the degree of credit, him or his sycophants, the people who support him and manipulate and control him or whatever the fuck. Y'all underestimate how fucking bad these people actually are. Y'all underestimate how bad they are. Y'all underestimate, and it's because your whole lives, someone else has been taking care of things, right? Someone else has been making sure that shit don't collapse or whatever have you, you know? But with each generation of people who care less and less about, you know, what happens to the overall, it gets worse and worse and worse, to the point where you get somebody so corrupt in position that they won't have anybody in any position around them that is not equally corrupt or susceptible to corruption. That's why he fired every person from every position that had been qualified to be in those positions. Generals, you know, chiefs of staffs, whatever you could think of. He fired all those people and put in a bunch of people that are just a bunch of shameless ass kissers, like sycophants. It's just a bunch of shameless ass kissers who do anything to feel special and get patted on the head, you know, and say, good pet, good pet. And when people like that and get in positions of power, the last thing they want is somebody who's not going to play the game like they play the game. So if you good, you decent, you honest, you're competent, you won't get the position because you're going to come in here and fuck it all up. You're going to come in here and undermine all our fuck shit. We won't be able to do our fuck shit with you around. So we'll only bring on people who are corrupt. We won't bring on nobody else. And that's what we have. Like at every level, it's nothing but people who are compromised and corrupted. And in the meanwhile, the average person is thinking that somebody's going to make sure everything is okay. Somebody's going to stop them from doing what they're doing. And realistically, there aren't a whole lot of people left to do that. There are people who are trying, but they're coming in from the outside. And they're fighting a machine that is layered in insulation. We are in one of the most dangerous times in the history of this country. Right now. Right fucking now. And I would imagine that the majority of the people in the buildings you're in right now don't have a motherfucking clue. Don't have a clue. And if you tried to give them a clue, a lot of them wouldn't give a fuck because they don't understand the connection. They don't understand how what's happening above is going to affect them below. But as the saying goes, as above, so below. There's no way that it could be all that fucked up there, you know, at the higher end of our social structure and it not be even more fucked up on the lower end. It's no fucking way. It's no way. And even when they get rid of this guy's going to die soon. There's no doubt about that. He's going to die soon. Like he has all of the earmarks of a person who is dying, you know? But if they don't get that entire staff out of there, they don't get that JD Vance motherfucker out of there who's completely controlled by that motherfucker Peter Thiel, who's the founder of PayPal and, you know, Palantir and all that kind of shit. And I've talked about Palantir, right? So you're not going to go into that right now. But these motherfuckers are super dangerous and, you know, like super weird. You know what I'm saying? And if JD Vance becomes the president, you motherfuckers ain't seen shit. You talk about fucked up, crazy, psycho world. It's gonna really be psycho world. JD Vance becomes president. This motherfucker wears eyeliner, heavy eyeliner. Like, yeah, that's right, Jr. 809 LES. Yeah, PayPal Mafia. Yeah, Elon was down. He's down with that. That's right. Full of fucking crooks. Full of fucking crooks. Full of they call them the tech bros. You know, Zuckerberg is down with that. Bezos is down with that. You know, these motherfuckers, these are those motherfuckers that women wouldn't piss on if they were burning on the street all their lives. So these motherfuckers is mad, my nigga. They mad. They hate the fucking world, bro. They know that if they didn't have $2, the world wouldn't give a fuck about them. And the world let them know that before they had $2. So they know what it is. These motherfuckers don't like me. I'm a limp dick, half a homo, or in Peter Thiel's case, a full homo. I'm not it. But I done fucked around and got in position. Same thing, Elon Musk, same thing. I done fucked around and got in position. Now it's revenge of the nerds in the worst way you could ever fucking imagine. I really wish that I could make, all I can do, son, is say we got to cover our ass and run for the motherfucking hills and get as far the fuck away from people as we possibly can. Seriously. Like, you know, that's why I'm sequestered like I am, man. That's why I'm out here in the woods like I am. You know what I mean? So that's why we're growing our own food type shit. Like, niggas think it's a fucking joke. But most motherfuckers, I don't think most motherfuckers don't want to live anyway. They just don't know how to get out of life, you know, without harming themselves or something like that. Most motherfuckers obviously ain't all that interested in living. It's obvious. Fucking obvious. You know? But I don't want to stay on too long because you really can't like do what you do, whatever, because you know your background, all that, whatever. So, you know, I mean, unless there's something that, you know, you wanna bust out and, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like
no, I sent you the clip of the comedians going back and forth and the nigga, you know, just don't know how to speak to a nigga, and I was arguing with comedians or just regular people with saying, you know, two men having a conversation, one man say, yo, how you handle your business, you kind of a kiss ass to white people. and the man saying, "No, you suck dick of black people." It's like, bro, you can't, you can't you can't offer a man a theoretical dick and say he sucked it. Like, there's no space for that. It's
It
not
don't leave a whole
okay.
lot of room. That
It's
doesn't
not
leave
the
a whole lot of
same
room for
as,
conversation.
yeah. You might hear somebody say a kiss ass in a corporate situation. You might get hired at a job and they're like, "Be careful for Jan. She's a kiss ass. She'll tell on you if you're late and stuff." But like, there ain't no social spectrum where it's like okay to be like, "Yeah, you suck the unicorn dick." Like, it's not okay to say like ever. It's,
That's a fucking fact.
and
That's
if
a
you show
motherfucking
up
fact.
someplace with security and you tell a nigga let's go outside, you ain't want to go outside. You wouldn't showed up with security who's paid
Right.
to make sure you secure. So
Right.
you gonna sue somebody, you get your ass whipped. Like, you
Yes,
not just gonna get
indeed.
your ass whipped.
Yes, indeed.
Niggas don't know what a sucker trap is. They just think, nah, you niggas said you supposed to go outside. You supposed to go outside. It's like, no, he not. He's not trying to be genuine. He's doing that for the niggas who don't know shit, just so they could be like, he covered all the marks to show you he wasn't scared. But a scared person doesn't show up with somebody paid to protect them.
That's exactly what a scared person
Yeah,
does.
that's what a scared person does. A unscared person don't show up with somebody
Uh,
paid to protect them.
yeah, I mean, that's most every motherfucker. Like, ain't but a handful of motherfuckers that ain't built like that. Most motherfuckers are built like that. That's
Yeah.
why. Yeah, I mean, moving through the society, man, it's like moving through a minefield. One false step, you blow your fucking legs off. Fucking with niggas, you know what I mean? It's like what I was talking about with that old bitch ass dude, you know what I mean? That old bitch ass old security nigga.
Yeah.
It's like if you're not careful, these niggas will play you out and be laughing at you. They'll be sitting there with the banjo on their head, the banjo over their eye, whatever, whatever. But they be like, yeah, though, that nigga going to jail though. He going to
That
jail though.
nigga with the neck brace on, that nigga going to jail.
He going to jail.
Nigga shouldn't have hit
I
me.
bet. That's right. I bet you I'll be in court. I bet you I'll be there on the court date, motherfucker, to say, yeah, it was him. He hit me. He hit me over the head. He popped me. You know what I mean? Like, niggas better use their goddamn head, man. They better use their motherfucking head. For real, for real. They better use their head. Lose your head, lose your head. That's really what it comes down to. But I mean, there's been so much bullshit that you can really. And I'm saying this, but I'm like, damn, niggas don't seem to ever run out of bullshit though. Niggas could just go over and over and over bullshit, round and round and bullshit, but there ain't a whole lot of bullshit that you can. Ain't but so much bullshit you can go through before you gotta start really dealing with reality. Seriously. There's a point that you really have to start paying attention to what actually matters. We are at that point right now. I'm sure that there are a lot of people who will hear what I just said, and be like, you know what I mean? It's like they don't have no idea what I'm talking about. They don't know what it means. They have no clues of what is that supposed to mean? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? And I feel sorry for you, motherfucker. I feel sorry for you. There's no salvation for you. You're going to die. You're going to die, and it's going to be ugly. And your children going to die behind you. I mean, because obviously if you ain't there to protect them and whatever, they're going to die. They're going to die behind you. But at some point, man, you got to start paying attention to something other than the amount of AI videos out there. So here we go. Looks like so and so has been doing with so and so. It's do you know that this one was having sex with that one, and it looks like these two are going to go at it. It's like, how much of this shit? Like, niggas ain't even bothering to make these fucked up dumbass videos about nothing themselves anymore. They're just putting it into the AI. Make a video about this guy talking about that guy. This guy rapper yesterday, he made a statement. I guess right now Drewski is the thing. Oh, Drewski said this, and people are saying this about Drewski, whatever. It's like, these motherfuckers are contributing to the dumbing down of the general society in such an expeditious way, brother. You would think that they were part of the fucking agenda in a conscious manner. You would think that they really knew what the fuck they were doing, and they were being paid for it. That's how hard they're working to make motherfuckers dumber. For real, for real. I'm looking at JR. JR809 LES, right? He is going the fuck off in the comments. Scam America, where people keep getting got. High school seniors 2026 can't read Charlotte's Web. High school seniors 2026 can't read Charlotte's Web. That's some fucked up shit in America. And he's not just saying that. He's basically stating information that's circulating out there about what the fuck is going on, what the state of education is in this country. People, again, it's one of those you have not been paying attention. You ain't been paying attention because they have been undermining the educational system, defunding the educational system. And what was one of the first things that Trump did? One of the first things he did was attack the Board of Education. Now, how do you frame something like that to get your constituents to follow and support that? Yeah, we're going to defund the Board of Education. You know, the kids can't read. They can't read. They can't read. It's bad. It's bad. And so we're going to take all the money out of schools. Yeah. And they're like, God, yeah, make America great again when nobody can fucking read and nobody has any comprehension. That'll be fucking wonderful. We'll be at idiocracy in no time. Like, how the fuck, bro? How the fuck? But this is what we got going on, motherfucker. Educate your own children, people. Educate your own children, which means you got to put something in your own head. Start studying, start reading, start paying attention. Don't go past a situation you looking at something on your media feed or whatever, YouTube, whatever, and they saying, some shit about what's happening right now in terms of, this country and this government and so forth, whatever. And you're sitting there and you're looking and you're like, yo, I don't understand what they're saying. Oh, well, then go about your business. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Because if you don't understand, what are you going to offer your children? And your children are not going to have the opportunity to avoid dealing with whatever the fuck it is these people are doing like you think you got. Because your children are going to become adults in the condition that what these people have been doing is going to create. It's going to be, in my opinion, very much like it was when Bump and his older homie Chopper, fly motherfucker, shout out to Chopper, fly old pimp, retired pimp, man, very refined gentleman, my nigga. Like, man, listen, I was on the phone with this motherfucker today, like putting some caps on some of the stuff in Bump's book, Finished Business. I don't know if y'all checked out some of those. I've been playing with the AI shit, whatever. That shit's so goofy. I've been playing with the AI shit, whatever. So I made a couple of AI videos that I put up last night that are around some of the content in Bump's book, Finished Business, which will be coming out shortly. And his homie Chopper, who's 88, Bump's 75. His big homie's 88. You would think he was like 65. Fly ass motherfucking nigga. This nigga skied in Vail in Colorado, at the Matterhorn over in Switzerland, all kind of shit. Like, it's international motherfucking player, like literally. And showed me a bunch of pictures today, nothing but bad white broads, what they call the bunnies. Nothing but these bad. I'm talking about, this is 70s, 80s, bad white joints all over the fucking world, my nigga. This nigga, he's playing tennis in one joint. He's on a yacht in another joint. They in a motherfucking fancy restaurant, another joint somewhere. It's somewhere in the fucking world, like crazy, right? But they grew up in a time where it was blatant racism. Blatant, not secret, nigga. White people go in this bathroom and that's a corner for you niggas over there. They grew up in that time, right? And the way that things are going now, if these people, if the Hegseth and the Christy Gnomes and the Stephen fucking Millers have their motherfucking way, your children will be growing up in that environment, in that type of a society. They'll grow up into that type of society. If this character Frump is able to create enough disruption, so much so that they are able to do what they have been intending upon doing from the jump, because they knew when they started doing all the fuck shit they were doing at the beginning of his tenure. Remember, he came right in immediately and started doing executive orders, started fucking with shit, destroying shit and tearing out shit, DEI, all that kind of, remember the kind of shit that these motherfuckers were first doing, right? Doge and all that. Well, y'all still have no idea what the fuck they were doing with that Doge shit, you know? But the kinds of things they were doing, they knew that by the midterms, they would be in such opposition with the majority of the population of this country that the only thing that would keep them from being voted the fuck out is if they could prevent the midterms from happening. Where you create enough tumult, you create enough conflict that, like, sending 3,000 deputized, formerly Proud Boys and all these other racist organizations, and, you know, former J6ers supposedly, you know, into Minnesota and other cities to terrorize people and all that, whatever. There's no way in the world that they're not sitting around understanding, this is really going to piss people off. This is really going to make people angry. They know that. They know that. So why are they doing it? They know this is the kind of thing that'll make people say, well, shit, we're going to vote these guys out. They're acting crazy. They know that. So what's the agenda? If they know that what they're doing is going to turn their own constituents against them, what is the agenda? The agenda is to create so much conflict and so much disruption that the whole system has to grind to a halt, right? When they shut down Congress recently, Congress had never been shut down. There's been shutdowns before, a few. There's never been a shutdown that long before. Never. And it was completely contrived and unnecessary. Didn't have to happen at all. That was orchestration. That's script. Okay? And I don't give a fuck if you think you're Republican, or you think you're Democrat, whatever. That's no different than the dickhead thinking he a blood or thinking he a fucking Crip and thinking it makes a goddamn difference. Gravity affects you the same way. And if your neighbor is a Crip and you're a blood and they're on one side of the street and you're on the other and y'all blow up the motherfucking block, what difference does it make for either fucking side? There's no block. Your house gone and my house gone. Right? So none of that type of shit matters. The partisan bullshit does not matter. You know what I'm saying? So these people understand that they need to create enough conflict and enough disruption to be able to justify, and they're going to try it. They're going to try everything. They got nothing to lose because they are going to go to jail. If they are pulled out of power, they will be subject to all the prosecution for all the things they've done. Right? So they got nothing to lose. They might as well go for it. They're going to do everything they can to stop these midterm elections from happening. They're going to do everything they can. Everything they can to say, oh, we're going to have to, shut things down. The country's really out of control. And all they got to do is keep fucking with people. I saw a video last night where motherfuckers that set a ICE SUV on fire. The shit is boiling up. Don't make yourself think that those, and most, I really imagine that most people scrolling by that shit. But even if you're somebody who pays some reasonable degree of attention to what's happening, don't think that, that peripheral view you have of what's going on with all that shit is really giving you the insights of what's actually going on. You're getting maybe 10% of what's actually going on. So everything you think you see, multiply that shit by 10. If it looks that bad, know that it's this bad. Right? And prepare yourself. Prepare yourself, man. Prepare yourself. And getting back to that religious bullshit, like, I see a lot of people in the comments. They're always black people. Always. Whenever they show some fucked up shit like that lady Renee Good who was murdered by that ICE agent motherfucker. Oh, blood of Jesus. Oh God, Bible verse, this, that, and the other, whatever. It's like, you're a brain dead motherfucker, right? You do know that nobody's coming to save you, right? Like, but then it's like, you don't know, because you go to some building somewhere and give some man who talks down to you and condescends to you more money than you have in your savings. For what? So that you can believe that you're going, when this shit comes crashing down all around you and you lose your life, you've secured your space in heaven? Like, are you really mentally retarded? Are you actually mentally retarded? Yeah, it's a lot of mentally retarded motherfucking fully functioning people, but they're mentally retarded. They're mentally actually retarded in the true sense of the word. As I've explained before, the word retard means that something isn't operating the way that it's supposed to operate. That's what it means. Something's not operating the way it's supposed to operate. You know, when you go into a factory and there's the machinery operating and you go and throw, something into that machinery that will slow it down or disrupt it, you're retarding the process. Understand? That's what retard means. It's a lot of people whose mental processes are retarded. They're not working the way they're supposed to be working. And because of that, and the lack of information, the lack of structure in their mental processes, no thought, no critical process, it's difficult to even convey information to these people in the clearest of ways, to the point where they'll understand what the fuck you're talking about and be able to determine what response would be appropriate. That's why, like JR809 LES said, high school seniors in 2026 can't read Charlotte's Web. It's by design. Because if people don't have proper mental processes, then you don't have to worry about them organizing or disrupting or usurping power or whatever. They're no more of a danger than a herd of sheep. With a herd of sheep, and they run all over the place, bumping into each other, falling over the fucking place, whatever, because it's a loud noise, and they don't understand that that's a clap. It's just a clap, motherfucker. It's just a clap. But they're like, oh, the blood of Jesus Christ, Lord, help us. Because there's nothing in their fucking head for them to process and make a determination about what actually is happening and what they should do in response to it. And you're surrounded by those people. If you're not one of them, you're surrounded by them. And when they start running wildly and blindly in every fucking direction, you better not be in the motherfucking way. Better not be in the way. You seen what happens when people panic in crowds. You seen what happens. People get trampled. It don't matter how strong you are, how tough you are. You can start yelling, yo, get the fuck away from me. Yo, back the fuck up, man. People are in a mindless state of fear. Their amygdala is activated. They're in fight, flight, or freeze mode. There's no logic going on. Remember, when the amygdala is activated, it shuts off that prefrontal lobe where logic resides, where your thinking and processing is going on. So when you get afraid, you get scared, you get angry, what happens to your ability to think about what you should do in this situation? What happens is this. That's what happens. This shit shut off. That's how human beings work. That's how your brain works. They're manufacturing the conditions around that so as to put as many people as possible in this condition where they can't think, they can't use logic, which means they can't organize, which means they can't effectively resist. This is what's happening all around you while you're trying to smoke up all the weed in the motherfucking world, drink up all the alcohol in the world, suck up and fuck up all the pussy in the world. This is what's happening. And if you don't have any children and, you 40 years old, 50 years old, whatever, then as far as you're concerned, it's like, oh, well, I'll be out of here soon anyway. The fuck I care. But if you got children, if you're not being active in some manner to try and improve your understanding of what the fuck is going on so that you can fortify your children and help them to prepare for what their reality is going to be, because their reality won't be like your reality. Remember, I've said this and I talked about this extensively. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but remember, on the current trajectory we're on, by 2053, the median household income for Black people, only Black people, have this projection. The median household income for Black people will be 0 by 2053. This is average. Of course, there will be people who are Black that already don't fit into the demographic that is particular to, because, you know, they're part of a, you know, niche situations, niche businesses, you know, they're part of a peripheral group of Black people. But you're talking about the Black collective, the median household income will be 0 by 2053. Black people will have no income. They'll have no income, right? We'll be the majority because white people are not populating. White people are dying earlier. They're not having children anymore. And they're not producing children. Their birth rates have been steadily falling over the last 60 years, steadily. This also, you know, the whole replacement theory, that also plays a part in that. Before I bounce, this is something I want to share. I came across this in a post the other day. So this is really short, but I want y'all to, there's a longer piece. There's a longer piece to this, but y'all can look it up for yourself, and I'm gonna share this with y'all. Okay.
Richard King reveals that the core of the human brain is the locus coeruleus, which is a structure that is black because it contains large amounts of neuromelanin, which is essential for its operation. 2, Black infants sit, crawl, and walk sooner than whites. 3, Carol Barnes notes that human mental processes are controlled by melanin, that same chemical which gives Blacks their superior physical and mental abilities. 4, some scientists have revealed that most whites are unable to produce melanin because their pineal glands are often calcified or non-functioning. Pineal calcification rates with Africans are 5 to 15%, Asians 15 to 25%, and Europeans 60 to 80%. This is the chemical basis for the cultural differences between Blacks and whites. And 5, melanin endows Blacks with greater mental, physical, and spiritual neurocentric standards. End quote.
Now, understand something. And when I used to do my mind plug sessions years ago, when I first started doing this type of shit, I talked about things like the calcification of the pineal gland, right? So the calcification of the pineal gland. First, for those that don't know, the pineal gland is what people refer to as the third eye, right? And when the pineal gland becomes calcified, and so you know, yeah, I'm a nerd, okay? Like, I'm a real fucking nerd, for real, for real. But that's a nerd with a G. The G is silent. This is my graph. I drew this, and I've been building out on it and adding on to it as I've been training myself on the brain, right? So I don't just be talking, like I really do what I do, right? So the pineal gland is a pea-sized gland in the forward part of your brain, right? And it produces the hormone melatonin, which is like helps you to relax and sleep and stuff like that, to regulate your sleep cycle, right? But it's right in the middle of your brain between the two hemispheres, left and right hemispheres, right? And it influences like things like your puberty and, you know, other parts of the reproductive. But when it becomes calcified, it makes you docile. When it becomes calcified, it makes you easy to control. Now, remember what he said. Black people, the degree of calcification of the pineal gland, black people is like 10 to 15%. For Asians, it's 15 to 25%. So they're more susceptible to the calcification of the pineal gland. But for white people, it's 60%. That means that white people are much easier and much more susceptible to control. So y'all wonder why you got all these MAGA mutt motherfuckers running around following behind somebody who is completely sticking the dick in them. Completely. Blatantly. They feeling it. It's in their stomach. It's in their throat now. And they still going, Trump, Trump. And you're going, what the fuck's wrong with this nigga? This is a cult. They're predisposed to it. People of European descent are predisposed to it because they lack the galactic chemical, melanin, the God chemical. You got to recognize and open your eyes and take responsibility for what the universe has gifted you with. You are a creator. You're endowed with all the things that creation has. The key is melanin. They find melanin out in space. Melanin is in the trees and living things. It's melanin in everything. But we have the majority of it, the mass of it. We produce it. Melanin is more expensive than gold. I think we just say the price of an ounce of melanin. How much is melanin worth compared to gold? So what I'm trying to put into context is this. There is far more at work than just the conscious decision making of people, making them do the things they do. That's those people and us. Like I've shared before, the conscious mind is only responsible for 2 to 4% of what you do. 2 to 4% of who you are. The rest is all subconscious. Shit you have no control over. It works the way it works. 96 to 98% of what you do is determined by your subconscious, not the part of your brain that you consciously control and say, I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Understand? So when these people have these propensities towards supporting ideas that they think will hurt other people, and that's what motivates them towards doing them or supporting them, rather than supporting things that will help them, it's because of this predisposition for calcification of the pineal gland, which makes them docile, which makes them highly susceptible to manipulation and control. You know, I say this to say you have to understand there is more at work than what is apparent to the eye. Much more at work. And you can no longer, I'm sorry, if you missed all the party time where you thought black people just having all the fun in the world in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, whatever, you missed it. You missed it. You missed party time. It's work time now. It's come together, collective time now. Or die time now. That's what it is. You understand? So claims are that $300 to $450 a gram versus gold at $80 a gram today. So melanin is purported to be worth, and an AI is saying that this stems from unverified pseudoscience or hoaxes with no credible biochemical market or lab pricing. But perception is reality. I mean, even the value of gold. I mean, the value of something is determined by two things: the availability of it, like how much there is, and the demand for it, like how many people want it. So the less there is, and the more people that want it, the more it's worth, right? You don't think that these motherfuckers want this melanin? You crazy. For all that it does for us, you heard what he said. It's what gives black people their superior intellect, their superior physical ability, their superior this. What enables black babies to be able to sit up much sooner and walk much sooner than white babies. You don't think they want it? You don't think they want it? Of course they want it. If they've discovered, and you know they've been studying, what makes them, no matter what we do, no matter how much we poison them with food and poison their minds with lies and misinformation and bullshit, these motherfuckers won't die. They won't fucking die. What is it? Turns out it's the God, it's the galactic motherfucking chemical called melanin. You don't think they want it? So right now, gold in January 2026 is at $2,650 an ounce or $85 a gram. Melanin is priceless in biology. Priceless. It's priceless. You have got to recognize what everyone else outside of us has been recognized from when they discovered Kemet. When they discovered us, y'all know Kemet is Egypt. When they discovered us, and they discovered our sciences, and the Greeks followed our sciences and learned from our scientists, Ptolemy and such, they've been doing everything they can to try and be us, assimilate us, get what our worth is. Every one of these others outside of us recognizes our value, except us. Everybody recognizes our value except us. Now, that's not happenstantial. That was one of the first things they did, was work on our sense of self and our ideas about one another. You know, that's what the whole Willie Lynch ideology comes from. And no, Willie Lynch wasn't a real person, but he was created to put their practices into context. They have been trying to figure out ways to keep us turned in on one another to the point where we don't recognize our value while they extract that value from us. So they keep us fighting one another while they're trying to divide us up like some kind of fucking pie, bro. Y'all better wake up or you're going to die in the dark. Wish I could leave you on a high note. Or maybe I can. You are gods. Fucking act like it. Son, I love you.
Love you too.
Remember, think critically, that you may live wonderfully. Peace. Mind plug out.
Yeah.